In this video, we're going to go over the 7 steps to rank #1 on AI search. Now, let's start off with why does this matter? Why should you even care about ranking #1 on AI search? Well, as of October 2025, there were 800 million weekly active users in ChatGPT. That's just ChatGPT. There's 2.5 billion daily messages, and with 35.5% of them being Google equivalent to finding businesses, that means there's 887 million searches per day on ChatGPT. So that's 887 million searches per day on ChatGPT related to finding businesses. So if you extrapolate that into finding your market and in your industry, there's multiple thousands of people every day looking up your industry in your area and they're not finding your business. So today we're going to go over 7 steps on how they can find your business with this new search mechanism. So let's jump into step #1. So the first step is to perfect your Google business profile. This is your digital storefront. So you want to complete every single field that it gives you, have 30 to 50 high quality photos, and have weekly content updates. So you want to have weekly updates so that AI knows you're an active business, you're staying up to date. You want to complete every field so that AI believes you're verified. And you want 30 to 50 recent photos to show you are up to date. So we're telling it you're up to date by the active business post. This is posting, and then the photos are showing that you're up to date. Now this is the easiest of the steps. Just you do it one time. This is like your ID. So it's saying you're 21, you can get into the bar. This is just your verification. So this is step #1. Now, step #2 gets a little bit more difficult in the sense of what you have to do for time. So step #2 is to build a cross-platform review strategy. So AI is suspicious of single platform success. So basically you want multiple platforms to have reviews from. You want to automate this process so that you don't have to manually ask each customer for a review. So what does cross-platform mean? It means you have reviews on Facebook, Google, Trustpilot, and Yelp. Now, it doesn't have to be Trustpilot and Yelp if those aren't your industry sites, but you want to go to industry review sites and have those along with your Facebook and your Google. If you just have all your reviews on Facebook, let's say you have 200 reviews, it might think those reviews are bought. Whereas if you have 50 reviews on 4 different platforms, while you have less reviews per platform, it knows those are real reviews, mainly if you reply to those reviews 100%. See, nowadays, with the power of AI, you can automate this replied process. So when a review comes in, you can send it to an AI model. You can build this in N8N or Make.com. You can send it to, let's just say ChatGPT, or you could do Claude, but we'll say ChatGPT for example. You could have it analyze the review and say, based on this review, what should I reply? Then this is going to reply to that review and give you a custom reply each time versus an automated review reply, which is just like, thank you for leaving a review, which means nothing to AI. So we want to make sure you have reviews that are being replied to, especially the negative ones. You want to show that you take the initiative to make your business right when someone had a poor experience. So this is step #2, having a cross-platform review strategy. Now step #3 is to have a consistent name, address, and phone number. Your name, address, and phone must be character for character identical everywhere to eliminate AI hallucinations. What is an AI hallucination? That's basically where AI can't determine an answer 100% and it tries to make its own guess. If your name, address, and phone are not character for character consistent, it will guess that you're a different business. So what does this look like for a character for character match? These phone numbers to humans look the exact same, but to AI they're different because the characters don't match. John's Lawn Care and Lawn Care by John look the same to any human, but to AI it's a separate business. 123 Smart Street and 123 Smart Street looks the same and sounds the same to us, but to AI those are not the same business. So a constant name, address, and phone are one format across every platform. So on your Google, on your Facebook, on any directory you're in, this is your constant NAP. Now the easiest way to do this is to determine what you want this to be, audit all of the sites you're currently on, all of the social media sites, all the directories, your website, your email signatures. Audit every place your name, address, and phone are, and have your marketing team go out and correct them to what you want this constant nap to be. And then any other software or directory that you join in the future, these are your constant name, address, and phone you're going to use for every platform. Now you may be wondering, well, where do these 7 steps come from? And they come from my company, Advera. These are the 7 steps. This is the roadmap to implement them, where we do a done-for-you offer for helping businesses rank number 1 on AI search. So this is the 3rd step. Now the 4th step is to secure local media and digital PR. Now third-party validations act as credibility multipliers. AI scans news and authority sites to find proof. Now you'll notice proof, safety, and trust are keywords in this video. So why does proof, safety, and trust matter so much? Because the only difference between AI and a human is the fact that a human might need 1 to 3 touch points of trust to build that decision of, I'm going to go with this business. AI needs minimum 15 sources of trust. So it has to be able to find your business on 15 different sources. Your website counts as a source. Your reviews can count as a source. You need local media and these other steps to count as sources. So it's going to scan 15 sources. Third-party validation carries the most weight because your marketing is you saying that you're great. That's marketing. Whereas a local newspaper saying you're great, that's proof. Proof will always outweigh and outcompete marketing when it comes to ranking on AI. Why? Because this is a third-party source that has nothing to do with your business, validating and saying your business is the right choice. Now let's go over, there's 3 different types of mentions. There's high value mentions, medium value mentions, and low value mentions. So a high value mention is things like a local newspaper feature, city magazine profiles, best of award listings, industry publication articles, local TV news segments, Chamber of Commerce highlights, press releases picked up by news sites, podcast interviews with transcripts. For our clients, these are the type of local media mentions we are striving to get. Why is this the case? 1 high value mention is the equivalent to 3 medium value mentions, which is the equivalent to 5 low value mentions. So for the time it takes to get these mentions, we go for the high value because they have the most weight. But what are medium value mentions, which they will still work? Guest blog posts on local websites, charity event coverage, business journal listings, community newsletters, sponsorship acknowledgments. These are all medium value mentions that you just need more volume of to compete with these higher value mentions. Now, same thing goes for the low value mentions. Social media features by local influencers, mentions in local Facebook groups, community calendar listings. These are all ways that AI can find more proof in your business. Now, how do you get these media mentions even if you're not newsworthy? A lot of our clients will come to us and say, hey, we're not worth writing a story on in the news. So every city has these. This is the first option. We're going to go over 3 options. So first option, second option, and then third option. Let's break these down. So every city has these. They have a best industry in city, which is a magazine. They have a city business award. They have a top 10 industries in state. There's Chamber of Commerce awards, Better Business Bureau awards, Industry Association awards. How do you find them? A lot of times just Google them or check your local magazines. Ask your Chamber of Commerce. They'll tell you where to find them. How do you win them? Some are voted on by the public, which you just want to rally your customers behind you to vote and win these awards. Some are application-based, so you can apply and submit your best case studies for these. And some are pay-to-play, which honestly is worth the investment to get the credibility and begin ranking on AI, because the traffic it's going to send you is going to far outweigh your investment. Once you win these awards, get the badge on your website, announce it everywhere, and that mention lives on forever in AI's memory. Now, option 2 is to pitch a story tied to local news. So local news outlets need content daily. That makes their job easier by pitching stories like local business gives back, small business success, expert tips for the community, local business milestones. How do you pitch these? You find the right contact in the organization and you write a simple pitch email. You got to think, these people writing these stories in these local media sources, this is them. they're at the beginning of every month, they're wondering, what story am I going to write? If you hand it to them on a silver platter, imagine this is silver, and this is your story, and it's written well, they're going to publish it because then they don't have to do all the work in finding a story, writing it, editing it. If you can provide it to them ready to go, they're going to write on that story. Now, the third option is to sponsor or host a community event. This is like sponsoring a Little League team where they wear your logo, or hosting a free community day, depending on what you do, free dental screenings, free chair massages, free home safety checks. You can also partner with a local charity or participate in city festivals or fairs. These generate natural media coverage and mentions. Now, how do you maximize the value of each mention? Once you get a media mention, share it everywhere. Add it to your website, create a press or As Seen In page. Link it from your Google business profile. Post about it on social media. Include it in your email signature if it's a very big award. Feature it in your email newsletter. Get the official logo or badge, which is the As Seen In and then the site badge, or winner of, if it's a big award that people recognize, put that on your site. Use these on your website and in your marketing materials. Now, link to it. The more places that link the original article, the more AI sees it. So once again, the only difference between a human and AI is the fact that AI needs 15 sources to trust, and a human only needs 1 to 3. So if you really think about it, and you're a smart person for watching this video, so if a human needs 1 to 3 and AI needs 15, this means that AI, striving to get AI to rank you, will only make humans be able to find you easier. Because right now you're appealing to a minimal amount of trust sources that humans can find you. If you appeal to 15, humans are only going to find you easier. So even if people don't discover you on AI, they're going to discover you through these habits that you're enforcing to rank on AI. So there's no downside to doing any of these steps. Now, this was step 4. So what is step 5? Step 5 is to inject AI readable schema into your website. Now, first of all, you can just tell your developer to do this and they'll understand what it means, but let's break it down. Why does this matter? Imagine you're at a party where everyone is speaking in code and you're trying to figure out who does what. That's what AI experiences when it reads your website without schema markup. Without schema, AI reads your website and has to guess what the info means. With schema, you're literally labeling everything for AI. This is my business name. This is my address. This is a review. This is my phone number. These are my services. Schema markup is like giving AI a cheat sheet to understand your website perfectly. And AI rewards businesses that make its job easier by recommending them more often. If you can make AI's job easier, it's going to like recommending you more because it doesn't have to do as much work to find you. So without schema, your website might say 123 Main Street, Raleigh, and AI's thinking, is this an address? Is this a location you serve? Is this a mailing address? With schema, you make it very clear this is an address. So AI thinks this is definitely their business address. Now let's break down the type of schema that boosts AI ranking. So there's local business schema. This is your business name, your address, your phone, your business type and category, your hours of operations, your logo, your image, and your geo coordinates, the date you were founded. Now, I'm not going to bore you with reading through all this schema, but as you can see, it names it as your address, your name, your business type, your telephone. So it's breaking down every part of your site that's currently there and putting it in a way that AI can read it. Because AI doesn't read text like we do, it reads schema like this. Now there's also review schema. This is your average rating, your number of reviews, your individual review quotes, your reviewer names, your review dates. As you can see, those correlated over here. There's FAQ schema, so this is your question text and your answer text. There's your service schema, which is your service name, your description, your service type, your area served, and your provider. And then there's organization schema, which is your name, your logo, your social media profiles, and your contact information. Now, having all of these different types of schema are what allows AI to find you faster, which is why this step is so key. Now, step number 6 is flaunt your case studies and your testimonials. This is kind of self-explanatory, but documented success is a high-ranking signal. So you want to have problem, solution, result formats, video testimonials, and if you're B2B, client logo walls. So if two businesses look the same and both have 5-star reviews, one has no case studies and one has detailed case studies, which business are you going with? You're going to go with the one with proof, and AI works the same way. Remember, AI is just a very skeptical human. So if two businesses look the same, both have 5-star reviews, it will come down to which one has more proof, and that's the one that AI and humans are going to pick. So there's high value proof, there's medium value proof, and there's low value proof. Now it's important to remember generic praise is nice, but specific documented outcomes make AI confidently recommend you. So your high value proof is your written case studies with specific outcomes. Before and after photos or videos, documented client results, video testimonials, client logos, industry-specific metrics. Your medium value proof is your text-only testimonials with specific details, your client names and photos, your star ratings with written context, and your success statistics. Now once again, just like for those local media mentions, one of the high value proof is worth 3 of the medium value proof and 5 of the low value proof. That's important to remember when striving for these. Now, generic testimonials are one of your low value proof anonymous reviews and overall satisfaction stats. As you can see, from the low to high of proof, it comes down to the specificity and details that are in that success. So let's go over how to create case studies even if you've never done it. So there's a simple formula we use for all our clients. We identify the problem, the solution, the results, and the testimonial. So we ask the client, we send this in a Google form automated. Once we have a good client case study that we're like, this was a good client served, they're super happy, this transformation was great. We're going to send them a Google form with all of these informations. We're asking them to describe their situation before working with us. What did you do to help? What happened that we did that helped you? What was the specific outcome? If there's numbers that relate to it, if it's a financial service, that's very helpful. But if it's like a med spa, what was the specific outcome that came out of it? And then the testimonial. So include a direct quote from the client. Once you get one of these, put the badge on your website, basically that you have a case study. So now how do you actually do this? This is a practical plan in order to get and distribute case studies within 4 weeks. So let's break this down. Your first week is going to be planning. This is identifying 5 potential case study candidates, reaching out and getting permission, and deciding which success stories to feature first. Now this is just on the minimum. Do 5. Reach out to 5 people. We do this on a weekly basis, but you want to reach out to those 5 people. Week 2 is your content creation. So interview the clients or send them questionnaires. Write 2 to 3 case studies using the formula and gather photos or visuals with signed consent. If they allow or upload photos, great. If not, no worries. The case study that's detailed will do the work. Now, if you notice when I say write 2 to 3 case studies, if you send them a Google form asking for these 4 questions, they will basically write the case study for you from those 4 questions that they've answered. You put it in Claude and then you say, write me a case study based on these 4 answers, and then put your own quote of what they said in the bottom of it. Easiest way to write a case study. So now your website updates. Create a case studies or success stories page. Make sure it is separate and the schema is aligned. It is a separate page on your website. Don't just put it on the homepage. You want to add the case study images if there are any. You want to add a testimonial section to your homepage. So you want to feature a part of it or just something that says testimonials that opens up into a separate case studies page. Then link the case studies from relevant service pages. Week 4 is your promotion. So post the case study on your social media. Share it in an email newsletter, add it to your Google business profile, and link from other pages on your site. Now, I don't know why, but a lot of people will get a good case study and just leave it on their website. You should plaster your case study everywhere you physically can. Now, ongoing, you want to add 1 new case study every 2 to 3 months. This is minimum. This is if you're barely even trying to do any work to rank on AI. Do 1 new case study every 2 to 3 months. For our client, we try and get 1 a month. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. But you want to request testimonials after every successful project. So if you're a business that does good work, you should have these increasing every month. Keep your case studies page updated and track which case studies get the most traffic. Why do you want to know which ones get the most traffic? You can use these in any advertisement material you then have. So one key component to this is to remember the successful moat that AI ranking creates for your business. If you start ranking on AI, let's say you do it for 3 months, and then your competitors notice that you've taken this initiative to rank on AI for the past 3 months, and you're now getting most of the business in your industry. Then let's say 5 competitors try and catch up to you. They say, okay, they're ranking number 1. We want to rank number 1. They would have to do all of these previous steps and the case studies to catch up with you. What does that mean? Let's say you're getting 30 reviews a month. Let's say you're getting 1 case study and 1 local media mention. We'll go on the low end. This means after 3 months, you have 90 reviews, you have 3 case studies, and 3 local media mentions. On your 4th month, you will have 120 reviews, 4 case studies, and 4 local media mentions. Meaning, on their first month, they will have to hit these metrics just to be even with you, and you already have AI on your side. So they'll really have to outperform these metrics to even beat you when it comes to ranking. This is pretty impossible for most businesses, which means you now have a competitive moat around you where no one can touch your ranking status. So now let's break down the final step, which is step number 7. Step number 7 is to monitor, optimize, and defend this monthly. So you want to do monthly AI health checks, competitor gap analysis, and visibility trend tracking. So if you aren't ranking number 1, find who is in your market, say how many reviews do they have, how many case studies do they have, and how many local media mentions do they have. Outperform those metrics and you will rank number 1. Just like we went over of how the competitive moat makes it where your business maintains a lot of the money, it is possible to overtake that business. You just have to have the right systems in place. And it's not like I'm telling you anything that's like rocket science here. It's when there's a winner over here and you find out the winner is doing X and Y, all you have to do to become the winner is do X and Y. The X and Y just happen to be the previous 6 steps. Now you want to see, let's say you're ranking number 1. You want to protect that ranking. So you need to go through and see what your competitors are trying to do to outrank you and combat that. So that's why when I run Advera and why Advera helps so many businesses is because we do all of the protection for them. We're either trying to rank them number 1 or protecting them being at number 1. And the only thing that this all takes, let me get the text out here. This just takes consistency. If you have the time and availability, I've already given you how. To be consistent, you will be able to rank number 1. Most people come to work with us simply because they don't have the time or they don't feel like they have the expertise to do it. And that's why I'm letting you know about Advera. You can go to the website, get the 7 steps here, get the roadmap for how to rank number 1. You can also book a call with us if you feel like you want to work with us and have us do this for your business. But the reality is every business can do this. Most just don't have the consistent time to implement these steps and do it right to the point that they rank number 1. But I hope this video was helpful in explaining why you need to be ranking number 1 to secure your industry's AI search. If you have any questions, comment those down below. There'll be a link at the top of this video to work with Advera if you want us to rank you number 1 so you don't have to worry about it, worry about being consistent on a weekly basis. Click the link there, you can work with us. Also go to advera.app and you can get all 7 of those steps and the roadmap for completely free. Hope this was helpful and I'll see you for the next one.